Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers. Welcome to our needle-felted Toadstool House tutorial today. Gosh, there's lots of T's in there. Toadstool House tutorial today. And it looks something like that. Now, obviously you can scale this up or down if you want to, but this is what I'm aiming for. And who wouldn't want to live in one like that? And it normally has smoke coming out of the chimney, but it's been so warm they haven't actually lit the fire yet. So I'm sure by the end of this part 2 tutorial, so part 2 today, part 1 today, and then part 2 next week, by the end of that, there will be smoke coming out of that chimney. So that's what we're doing today. And we've got lots of people waiting here already. I'm just going to say hello quickly to people who are there. Alicia is here representing the makers, by the way. So if you've got any questions and she's replying, then that's because she's meant to. And we've got Diane there, Gina, Rachel with Daniel. Hello both. Hello all of you. Awkward Prawn. Afternoon from Soggy, aber I can never say this word. Aber's this with. I think that's how it's said. Say it quietly, and then you can't hear my terrible spelling, pronunciation even. Carol says, "Hi Steffi and all from a cool but sunny Midlands of Ireland." Oh, cooler, yeah, it is here as well, but not as cold as I expected it to be. Ashley is there. Alison, Jane, Meg, Karen, Pauline, Jackie. Oh, Jackie, that's a rare visit of you to join us. Hello, Jackie. Catherine, Diana, Bridget is there, and Michael. Hello, Michael. Haven't seen you in a while. Eva is there. Serena is there. Dawn, and Marion, and I'm sure there'll be others joining us. So welcome, and let's start by telling you what the giveaway is today. Our competition prize, if you want to call it a competition, is completely random, but today's prize is our mole family kit, and we would like you to tell us who would you invite for tea in your toadstool house. So who would be your special guest? Who would you invite in to your toadstool house to offer a cup of tea, or maybe even a proper tea, like food and high tea, cream tea, anything tea? Who would that be? So that would be nice to know. And the moles, I thought they would probably love to live in the toadstool house. So just to remind you, it does make 4 little moles, our mole kit. So you've got Papa Mole, Mama Mole, you've got little mole, could be sister or brother mole, and then you've got squidgy little baby mole as well. So the funny thing is that at Christmas people always think they're the nativity, which I find hilarious because yeah, I still find that hilarious because everybody knows that Jesus Christ was a mole, of course. And which one is baby Jesus then? Is it the little mole? And who is this person? Mary, Joseph, and who? It just cracks me up. But I'm sure that some of you can come up with a perfectly good explanation to this mystery. So I would like to hear that if you have an answer to that. But that is not going to win you the mole kit. The mole kit will be won if you tell us who you would invite for tea into your toadstool house. And this is one of those moments when my printer went on strike today, and it's actually got a paper jam, and I've given up. You know, when you try and get paper out of a printer, and I should just have. It wouldn't be an issue if I was patient, but I am so impatient today. I just wanted to work. So I've sworn a lot at it, but that didn't make a difference. I've opened all kinds of flaps and doors and whatnot, but that didn't make a difference. So I haven't got the actual toadstool instructions in front of me, but I have got them digitally right here next by me. So I will be referring to them, but I can't show them to you. And for what we're doing today is just the base, and I've got my favorite core wool here, which is 30 grams of lanolin rich core wool, and that is what we're going to be starting out with. If you wonder what all this decoration is, so basically the Toadstool House is part of my new book, the needle-felted fairy folk book, which is still in the making. Well, I've written it, but it's with the publisher now. So I'm hoping that it will come out by spring 2020. So if you're watching this sometime in the future, you can make all these little gnomes to go with it to live in your. I am just going to. Oh, all good, all good. And then there's a large gnome, and he's in the book as well. So you can be making these once the book is out, and many other fairy folk, including the Toadstool House, which is also going to be in there. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I've got to use half of this, and it's not sort of like a scientific half, it just is a rough half. So just split it in half the best that you can. I'm going to use the bitty bits later, and I'm starting out with this. I'm just going to have a little quick look what people are saying here. Oh, so yes, basically, if you lost me for a minute, it's because something happened with the software back up again. Who would you invite for tea in your Toadstool house? That's it. Donna says, I would invite the local fairies from our fairy glen in the woods at the bottom of the village. Oh, nice. I would invite the land elves from all points of the compass. Oh, nice. North heathen. Norse heathen, heathen. Something Norwegian and something, I don't know, something else. I'd invite all the fairies as at the bottom of the garden. I love the mole, says Jackie. I would invite my tomte and Christmas mice for lots of merriment and fun. I thought you were going to say meringue. I like meringue. I would invite my dog Tia, as she likes to steal my cup of tea. Maybe you wouldn't invite your dog Tia. I'd invite Joey Jordison, David Attenborough, and my sister, her fiancé, and my housemate. Wow, you need a big Toadstool house. I think the mystery mole is PR consultant. Yeah, well, they do need that, I guess. I like that, Michael. I would invite my Maker's Mice for tea in the Toadstool house. And I would love to invite all my new fluffy friends to my Toadstool house. Don't think we would all fit in. And really looking forward to the book. Oh yes, sorry, that's not. I would have to invite the Dalai Lama because he has a great sense of humor. Nice one. Right. So half of the lanolin rich course, which means that I've got 15 grams or thereabouts here in front of me now. I'm going to go to the overhead camera so I can show you what I'm doing with it next. So you take half of the cream lanolin rich core wool, which I have done, and roll into a sausage shape about 14 by 8 centimeters. So basically you roll it in like we start most of our basic shapes, roll it into a sausage. And as you're rolling it, what I would suggest is measure it 14 centimeters. Oh, that's actually exactly 14 centimeters wide. That's quite lucky. If you don't have the exact width, which then of course becomes the length, then you can fold it in or you can tease it out to make it wider. So you have lots of scope here to shape this with your hands. And as you know me, I'm always teasing the last bits of fibers out, so I get a nice good wrap all the way around. It's not so great to look at that on the earth mat there. So get this rolled round, and then it's meant to be 8 centimeters in width, which this is 2. I haven't done this, I haven't practiced this before on this particular wool bit, I promise. So once you've got it rolled up, you've got these wispy ends sticking out. Now, if you're a complete new needle felter, then you will love this project because it is actually suitable for total beginners, and especially if you're using the lanolin rich core wool, it felts down super fast. It wants to be felted down. So fold these ends over, they almost stick to themselves, and because the wool is so like Velcro, it actually already stays in one shape, so you don't have to fight it because it keeps popping open. And all you're going to do now is you use your felting needle and you're going to stab into these wispy ends so that it's definitely closed up, and stab the shape close so you've got a nice long stump here for the moment. It's actually not that long, it's 14 centimeters long. And what you want to do next is you want to obviously have it standing up at one end, and then we put the domed red cap over the top. So we need to make sure that one end is flat. And to do this, you just needle felt into one end in a sort of semicircle. Here's a little tip. To make something stand solidly, it's better to stab a hollow into it, so slightly concave here, so that that way it stands better. So stop the temptation to stab the edges round, because then you're just going to make it round at the base and it'll fall over. So make it slightly put a slight hollow in, and that's absolutely solid then. And once you've made that make it stand up, then you take half of the remaining core wool and wrap it around the main shape. So I've got my other half here. It's all in bits. If you've got wool in bits, that's not a problem, because you can sort of make it one again. So I think that's about half and half. So I'm going to use this half this time. So because you need to wrap this as a whole piece, I'll just show you what you do if you've got bitty wool. Just make sure that you get a nice solid piece that you can sort of spread out a bit, and then you just take the next bit that you can spread out and either lay it on top if you need one continuous piece, or have that for the next part of the wrap. And then if you've got little pieces that you wouldn't be able to wrap around the whole shape, just lay them on top of one of the more solid pieces that you have made, or one of the more bigger pieces. So just lay that on top of there, and there, and there. Right. And then you take one piece first, and you basically wrap this around your toadstool. So you're building up bulk around the base mainly. Need to repeat it with this, wrapping this around and making it slightly more shapely towards the base, so that you have a nice fat tummy there of a toadstool. And then all you're going to do is, as before, take your felting needle, felt the wispy ends down first, because then you don't have to worry about the shape popping open. So felt these down first. Maintain that the base stays flat, so that you can stand the toadstool up. And that way you're going to stab all around now to fasten the extra layer onto the main shape that you've just made. We've just come back from our third show of 2021. I should also say, if you're watching this live, that is when you get to win yourself the mole kit, if you tell us what who you would invite in your Toadstool house. But if you are watching this anytime in the future, so you're not today, which is the 28th of September 2021, then obviously that competition isn't happening, or the giveaway isn't happening. However, if you watch this on Thursday, which is the first, no, hang on a second, I'm getting muddled up now. Thursday must be the 30th of, yeah, that's right, the 30th of September. If you're watching this live on Facebook, where Alicia will be hosting it too, then you can win. It happens all over again. You can win yourself a mole kit, and we ask you the same question again: who would you invite into your Toadstool house? And you pop that into the comments, and then Alicia will pick a random winner. And whilst I'm on the topic of live streams, on the 1st of October we will be doing our unboxing of our subscription boxes. So put that in your diary if you haven't got it already, at 11 a.m. So not 1 p.m, 11 a.m. on the 1st of October here on YouTube. We will show you what to expect from the October subscription boxes, which is the Makers box, the Fairy box, and the Surprise box. And we also repeat that on Sunday evening, which will be the 3rd of October at 7 p.m. So that's the unwrapping or unboxing of our subscription boxes. And it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Right, so I've now felted the Toadstool house down. And what I need to do now is I need to make the base. So the Toadstool house has got this nice, I should probably show you one on the overhead camera, so that you know where we're heading for. So we've now done this bit here, just the base there, that bit here. And what we need to do next is we need to give it that front porch or not front porch, but this front garden, if you like, so that we can later on add lovely pebbles on it and decorate it, and we can decorate the Toadstool house itself with roses growing around the entrance hall, and so that's all to come. And a lot of the decoration we will be doing in part 2 of the Toadstool tutorial. So I show you what I've just done here now in the front camera, so you get an idea for shape and size in relation to everything else. And that's basically what it looks like. It stands solid. It's the stump of a toadstool, basically. That's how far we got. So just to give you the heads up, very excited, very, very excited. We started packing our advent calendars yesterday. We are ahead of our schedule. However that happened, I've no idea, because we are absolutely flat out with all kinds of exciting projects that are happening, including 2 more fundraisers for animal charities. One, Cats Protection, which is happening on the 27th of November. That's a Saturday, and they are going to release the cat kits. I'll keep saying Kit Kats, but they're actually cat kits, and I'll show them to you next week when sort of the official launch has taken place. But they're cat baubles, and you have a design. There are 4 designs to choose from, and so that we're packing like crazy for that. And then we're also packing for the Dog Trust. We're supporting the Dog Trust this time too, making a little curled up sleepy dog, and that is happening on the 9th of December, which is a Thursday, I think. So 2 exciting charities to support. And just as a little heads up, we're also doing another one for the Butterfly Conservation Trust, and that is happening in January. But you can very, very soon buy your the butterfly as well. And I just whisper it to you because it's not been officially announced yet, but I'll just whisper it to you. It's a red admiral. There you go. And we've got other very exciting things up our sleeves, working with other charities as well. So not just are we going to the shows again, which I think they're getting better and better and better. So the first 2 were a little bit thin on the ground, but the last one, the Creative Craft Show in Exeter, was really lovely, and we're heading to the Knitting and Stitching show next week, and then straight after that to Glasgow, Scotland. Here we come. Yes, for the first time. Hope you're as excited as I am. So watch out for the makers making Scotland unsafe by driving around in our van and flooding the whole of Scotland with fluff. That's my dream anyway. So right, what else have we got? So we have got oh yes, by the way, this is really like, now is the time to get your advent calendar. We will if we have got any left at all, we will be taking them to shows, so we will take them out of stock to sell directly to you guys. But if you haven't got it yet, then do get it. Just to remind you, it is 24 parcels of fluffy delight and other creative goodies. And to be perfectly honest, I whispered to you, there is a number 25 too. And then so you can still order it. So hop onto the website, get it now, and then you don't have to worry about missing out. And we've also got a lineup of the next live stream, so I'll show you that as well while we're at it. And that is basically next week I'm finishing the Toadstool House, and then the week after that I'm doing the Curly Hedgehog by popular demand. And then we're going to Mr. and Mrs. Tomten. I can't wait to make these 2. They are such a lovely couple, and I think they're very madly in love. They're in love, and they're also quite funny. I have already made up little stories about them. And then on the 2nd of November, we're making a really cute little seal together. I've just run a face-to-face workshop on making the seal, and they are super cute, super cute, with a big black eyes, and you get to use horsetail whiskers, and you can get for this one you can buy your seal kit from us directly that makes one seal, and you've got everything in there that you need, including tools and everything. So yeah, that's all happening as well. Right, let's get, oh no, yeah, let's have a little look what people are talking about. Oh, the Fighting Felter is inviting the Makers family into their Toadstool house. That would be so nice. Okay, I'm gonna go back to where I was. This might take me a while. Diana says, don't show us too much about the book. She likes surprises. I won't show you too much. Honestly, there are loads of other projects in there. You'll be so surprised. I would invite my scarecrow after all his hard work guarding the pumpkin patch. Oh, that's nice. I would invite all my woodland felties. Diana says, I think I will ask all the butterflies and dragonflies and beetles, as the fairies are getting enough invitations. Oh, what about the moths? And what about all the bees and everything else? You got to invite them all. I would invite Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore, my favorite since I was a wee girl. Oh, nice. I would invite all the Mimis from Arnhem Land to have tea. Okay, you're gonna have to enlighten us. What are Mimis? From Arnhem. C Joy says, I would invite all the cats I know to my Toadstool house. Oh my goodness, I can imagine there will be hundreds. Ava says, I wish I could invite my mum for tea. Would be nice to let her know how my life is now, but sadly she passed away many years ago. Oh, isn't that, your mum does know. Your mum does know. That's what I always think about my mum. She does know what I'm up to, and she even knows the things I don't want her to know. So yeah, don't worry. She does know, Ava. Gina says we should all turn up to the wilderness center. Oh my god, with the Toadstool houses and have our own big jamboree. Shh, don't you start. Well, you can turn up. I won't be here anyway because I'm going to be gone most of the time. Oh dear, this is hilarious. Susan says I would invite all the little forest animals. Vampire Venom says Buckpuss and the mice, then they can fix everything that's broken. Lee says, hi, all the Welsh town is pronounced Aber. Aber. It's Aber ist witch. Ah! Aber ist witch. That's the pronunciation. That's what the heck? She can't spell. But that's what it is. Aber ist witch. Excellent. Thank you so much for that. There's no TH in it. I don't have to break my German tongue. Excellent. Catherine says, I'd invite my friends and use magic to shrink us all down to size just so we fit in. There's a really lovely children's book that I used to read to my children, and I probably mentioned it before because it's so nice. It's called Any Room for Me. And it's this wood fella who stomps through the forest. Eva, you might know it because I think it's a Scandinavian author and publisher, or even a Scandinavian. It's definitely in Scandinavia. That's what I'm trying to say. And he stomps through the forest, and he's got this little dog with him, and it's snowy, and he's cold, and he's like walking along, and he drops one of his mittens, and it falls on the floor. And first of all, there's a little mouse that's like goes inside, and it's like, oh, this is nice and cozy at a winter's day when it's snowing and cold. And then along comes I can't remember the order of the animals. I can't even remember if I'm getting the animals right. But it comes a rabbit, and he says, is there any room for me? And the mouse says, yeah, of course, come in. And as more and more animals come in and ask to hide out in the cold from the cold, the mitten becomes bigger bigger and bigger, and I mean, it even fits a boar. And then I think they have a bear that comes in there as well. So finally the little dog that's with the wood fella, he starts barking and trying to tell something like, you've lost your mitten, but this stupid man doesn't know what he's saying. So eventually he gets it that he has to walk back, and they all of the animals scurry out of the mitten, and there it is, the tiny little mitten again. And I just always think that's such a lovely story for children, because there's always room. And I always, imagine the mitten is your heart. There's always room for lots of things. So the Toadstool house could be like that too. So where were we? Good morning from rainy, thank goodness, finally, Silverton, Oregon. Oh dear, Pamela, have you had a really dry spell? Tea invites would go to Steffi, Alicia, and all the maker staff. Would love to visit with all of you. Oh, thank you. We'd love to visit you. Oh, Catherine is coming to Ali Pali next week. Then Birmingham in a month's time. Absolutely. If you need to ever know where we, which show we're going to, we have got an events page on our Facebook page, but also on our website, so you can have a look there. Oh, Rose would invite me. Just me. Nice one. I would invite my daughter's childminder, as she does so much for my little one. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, the bees and moths can come too, says Diana. Thank you. Probably think of a few more spiders. Karen says, hello, final back to be able to join in. We missed you, Karen. Where have you been? Oh, Serena says she thinks her children have got that book, if not a similar one. Right, let's get back to the toadstool because we need to give it its front garden, or the making of it anyway. So let's go back to the remaining half of our, well, it's actually a quarter now. And you put a good pinch of lanolin core to one side. So from this, we still need a pinch put to one side. I've done that, a good pinch. So a good pinch, yeah, probably. So long ago since I wrote the instructions, I'm going to have to, yeah. And then flatten out the remainder into a 10 by 12 centimeter shape and fold the sides in if necessary to get this size. So this is about 12 by 10 there. And then what you do is you place your stump onto the soft base, position it to one side as shown. Well, I'm looking at the picture, but so I'm actually going to turn it round and have that bit underneath. So you position it slightly to one side because you want this to become the garden. So it's sitting there now. And then you're going to turn the whole arrangement round, standing on its head. And now I'm going to take my felting needle and stab that in at the back. Well, I say at the back, what I mean is the back of that sheet, the end of that sheet. And you're going to have to work. You're going to have to just stab that in, and then you're going to have to work the whole shape, obviously. So when you turn it round now, it's established itself on there. So you've got your, and now I'm going to use my earth-friendly felting mat, even though it looks a little bit like the whole make that I'm doing here. And you felt into the soft bottom edge of the stumps right through the flat base, and you can actually use a multi-tool for this, but I'm just going to show you first. So I'm going into the soft edge of my needle felted stump that I made, all the way into that base that I've added there. So that will felt it on. That means that I'm probably fastening the felting mat onto it, so you have to lift that off. And then you're going to use the wisps of the core wool that you put to one side. You will have to felt all of this front extension here flat as well, and that is what you could use your, say, clover 5 needle felting tool for. If you felt anything flat, just remember you're going to have to lift things off your mat regularly. Start out with your single needle to get it established, and then work the finer detail, or get the speed to add to use your 5 needle felting tool, or use just more needles, or just spend longer doing it because you enjoy it so much. Now, to cover up this join here, that's just here, looks a little bit like a sausage. That is what you use the wool that you split off the last bit of pinch, and you're covering that by laying it along the base of the stump and over that extension. That's going to be the front garden, so to speak. And you're going to have to do quite a bit of stabbing to get the shape nice and neat and firm. So that's something, when you work on a larger piece like this, that's just one of those things that has to happen. We are going to cover most of this front garden with details, so it needs to be quite firm and established, but it doesn't need to look pretty, but it does need to be a nice solid piece. And obviously the bigger it is, the more you can decorate it, or the smaller it is, the less you have to. Just add the wool on there. Use your multi-tool if you have one, or get one if you haven't. And remember to lift it off regularly off your earth-friendly felting mat. The earth-friendly felting mat remains one of our best-selling products. Now it's nice to take them to shows and people can actually feel them, rather than just us explaining about them or showing them on a screen. You can even try them out. So if you haven't got one yet and you come and see us at a show, then do come and let us show you what they're all about and what the whole rave is and why we love them so much. Felt this down from the underneath now a little bit, just to tuck in wispy edges, make that a nice shape. And don't worry if there is if a patch is slightly barer than others. That's absolutely fine. And this can be, I've chosen to make mine square, but it could also be round like I've done with the others. Whichever way you want to. We're going to put a nice green cover on there, which will lead me in a minute to explain to you. I'm just going to show you quickly. If you have used your own core wool, hopefully our lanolin rich, and then you get some red wool to make the actual cap. I'm just going to show you. This is our enchanted wool mix. Now, before I take this out of the bag, I also will tell you that these are our new bags. They're really shiny. They look so nice at the stand. It's not so great under the camera, but basically, you can remove and recycle all of the labels. So you take the label off here, and then I don't want to tear it now, but you take the label off and this label, and you can put these labels into your paper recycling, and then when you've got the bag left, you can put this into your home compost. This is the food bin you have at home. You can put it in there, or you can put it out in the garden into your compost bin. It will completely break down. It is made from organic, completely natural material that will completely integrate into our lovely earth. So 100% compostable bags. That's where you're, well, it's actually quite funny because these bags are made from wood pulp, and it's got an Enchanted Forest Wool mix in there, so it's quite appropriate. That means that we're saying goodbye to our Ziploc bags. Yeah, sorry, but we just want to get rid of plastic. I know that they can be reused, but at some point they need to go in the bin. And with these, they leave no trace on the planet. And you can, of course, get our sweetie jars to store your wool. I store mine. I need to just, can I reach one? Gotta go under the table. I've just grabbed a one that I could find. Our sweetie jars, I store all my wool in there, and you can put a lid on and keep all the nasty creatures starting with an M out of there. There you go. That's and that wool mix in here, the Enchanted Forest, will have everything in it to make this beautiful decoration, make the chimney, make the pebbles, make the grassy front garden there, make the door. It has got the curls in it that go around the front door as an arch to grow the roses on in green and in brown. And so you have everything in there to finish off your toadstool. Still time to get that for next week. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my own red now. There is some red in there, but it is the variegated red, which actually I think would look really lovely on a toadstool, but there won't be enough in the pack to make your toadstool roof, because that's how much you need, which is 15 grams of red wool. And I'm going to show you how to make that toadstool roof next, and then all the rest we're going to do next week. Right, let's have a little check-in again, what people are up to. So Diana says, okay, the moths and bees can come too. Has she agreed to the spiders? Not yet. If the spiders come, then you wouldn't. No, that is truth. Well remembered. I definitely wouldn't wouldn't come. I will tell you that people say they're cat seed spiders. Well, I've never seen our cat seed spiders, but yesterday I did. Oh, it was absolutely awful. I don't know what was I thought it was all around awful. Yeah, it was horrible, but the spider was gone and that was quite nice. And I don't know if she enjoyed it. It crunched a lot. Oof, disgusting. Yeah, no spiders, please. Vampire Venom says, I'd invite Gordon the Cresty and Morozond the Better if I could. Gordon doesn't seem to like change very much yet. Getting better though, and obviously Morozond needs to stay submerged. I don't know why you say obviously, because I haven't got the faintest idea who you're talking about. Give us a clue. I know I'm a bit from back beyond at times, but I have no idea. Does anybody know what Vampire Venom is talking about? Karen says, I would invite my nieces to my Toadstool House as I haven't seen them in such a long time and they would really love it. Oh, I hope you can invite them. Never mind to your Toadstool House. I hope you can see them soon. Karen says she's back to normal. Normal. Who is normal? Nobody's normal. And enjoying creating again. And so the Fighting Felter says, I would love to. When are they on? And I'm kind of thinking that you're talking about the shows. So I will try and remember this from the top of my head. Oh no, I've got it written down. Okay, so we have just been to the Creative Craft Show in Exeter, which basically you've missed. So that's it. Next year, put it in your diary. October, we are going to the Knitting and Stitching Show from the 7th to the 10th of October. This is at Ali Pali in London, Alexandra Palace. And I will be running workshops there for which you have to book in advance. I think they do sell tickets on the day as well, but you might miss out because there's obviously restricted numbers for those. And the workshops that I'm doing is Candy Stripe Tomte, which you haven't seen yet. I'm going to do a small snowy owl, which is that big. And the curly hedgehog, which I've been talking about earlier, and then we're heading off to the Creative Craft Show in Glasgow. That's the one where there's a couple of shows combined, so it's promising to be quite big, and it's from the 14th to the 17th of October, and I will be running workshops there as well, which I'm doing a seasonal mini wreath, and I'm just going to show you this because this is also one of our live streams that is coming up. So I really love this one. It's sort of modeled on our big wreath, but this could hang on a Christmas tree. So it's really quite sweet, and I will be teaching people at Glasgow how to make these. And then I've also got a Robin Bauble, which is an all-time favorite, a little Tomte, which is different to the Candy Stripe Tomte, it's slightly smaller, and also a mini Santa. Then we're heading to the Creative Craft Show, same type of show again, but this time in Birmingham at the NEC from the 4th to the 7th of November. I will be teaching the same workshop, seasonal mini wreath, Robin Bauble, Little Tomte and Mini Santa. And then we're going to Country Living in London, which is at the lovely Islington Business Design Centre. I really don't like that place. Yeah, anyway, I'm sure it serves its purposes in the right location, but it's not very Steffi friendly. It's not the people, it's the actual place. And that is from the 10th to the 14th of November, and there I will be teaching the Little Tomte, the Curly Hedgehog and the Robin Bauble. After that, this is not finished yet, is the Knitting and Stitching Show in Harrogate. So if you're up in Yorkshire, then this is for you, 18th to the 21st of November. And again, I will be teaching the Candy Stripe Tomte, the Small Snowy Owl and the Curly Hedgehog. Not finished yet. And then we're going to Shepton Mallet, Somerset. Craft for Crafters at the Royal Bath and West Showgrounds, and that's from the 25th to the 27th, and there I will be teaching the Little Tomte and the mini wreath, the decoration I've just shown you. And then in December, that's the last one in December, is from the 2nd to the 5th, we're off to Glasgow again, and we're going to go to the Country Living Show, and I will be teaching the Little Tomte, the Curly Hedgehog And the robin bauble. I'm just exhausted just talking about it. Can you imagine what I'm like after that? So if I'm sitting at my desk during the live streams in December, when I will be supporting the Advent project and the rest of all these times as well, I will probably be propped up by some iron rod that hopefully will just prop me up from the outside somehow, or maybe I will be held up from the ceiling by strings and ropes. We'll see. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Right. Let's do a toadstool toadstool house roof out of the red. I've got lots of bitty red here, but I'm going to make it work. Let's have a look. So you need, if you've, I've measured this. This is 15 grams of red, and you take 3/4 of the poppy red, which is what this is, the New Zealand red, poppy red, 3/4. So 3/4. So put it into three. If you want to, and you've got bits, put it into 3 equal parts. 4 equal parts even, because it's 3/4 rather than 3/3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to split this out. Put this bit there, bit there. Right, that's good enough. Four roughly the same parts. And now you're going to take 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Put one away, and you flatten it out into a 17 by 17 centimeter piece. Now this is going to be interesting because they're all bits, but I can do it. So flatten them out. Make sure you've got the largest one underneath. That's always the thing, so which you might not know yet until you start flattening them out. So you can swap them round if need be. I think that, oh, there's a bit of white in there already. That seems to be bigger now. Put that underneath. There's another biggish piece. Let's put that on top. That looks already like this could be 17 by 17 centimeter just by looking at it, how I've spread it out. So the little ones, put them on top, so you're layering it up, but you have the big one at the bottom. And that is how you deal with bits of wool. So the big one underneath sort of holds all of them together if need be. So roughly measure that 7. It's a little bit on the small side, so I can just tease it a little bit. Right. And then what you do is you use a coarse needle, and you felt on the outline of that a circle. What I'm going to do is, first of all, because it's all in bits, I'm just going to felt it together a little bit so that they can stick together rather than being piled on top of each other and coming apart. Could even use my 5 needle felting tool to do that. I'm just going to fuse them together. You don't have to do that if you have one continuous piece of wool. This is just to make sure that they're all together, fairly together. I'm going to turn this round now and use the whole thing from the outside there. So I'm going to now needle felt a 1 to 2 centimeters away from the edge. I'm going to put a diameter, a circle around this with my coarse needle, just consistently making a round shape here. Remember, toadstools, they don't have to be exactly round. They can also be slightly oval, funny shaped, whatever. And once you've done that, you fold the wispy ends inwards. So the bits that are sticking out at the moment, I'm putting them inside the circle and felt them down. Just have to trust the process. Be fine. This is a particularly bitty piece of roof that I put together there because all my reds were jumbled up, but I think it might be a good thing to show you how to do that, because you don't always have everything in one nice big piece, especially if you're using your own stash. You might have bought a big portion of red and several times over, and then you end up with wispy portions, and they do need to be used up as well, and you can't always make tiny things. So you can make big things out of little leftovers as well. So you fold that inward, and you lift your shape off your mat so it does not become too attached. Then continue to felt into the same side just to fasten the fibers together a little more. The cap will stay mostly unfelted, so we're just felting this down a little bit more, but we're not making a solid shape. A lot of it stays unfelted. Let's get the edges sorted first. Lift it off. And then you turn the shape over so that the tucked in sides are now underneath, and then you turn it over. So this is where I felt it. Now I'm turning it over, and now I'm going to place this on top of my Toadstool House, well, on top of the stump, and I'm going to felt the cap onto the stump by stabbing into the red wool, slightly pulling the shape over the side. So what I'm going to do is, because this is going to be, well, I tip it to the side so you can see it, but I'm going to stab into the white wool underneath it, underneath that red roof. But what I might do is I might show you that from the front camera, because it's quite a large project to do this. So I'm just going to go to the front camera so you can see it better this way. So I've added the cap on top of it, and now I've got to fasten it to it, and it can be so slightly leaning to one side or the other. That's fine. And I'm felting that on into the white and pulling it slightly down the side, so the top of the stump actually shapes the makes the round shape because you're pulling it down. And I am not stabbing right into the edge of that red shape. I'm going just to where I can reach into the stump and felt that on. I was going to see, so you keep working your way all around the cup. The cup should become rounded. That's what I said. Stab into the sides to shrink them down so they don't look so ruffled. And I'll show you how to do that. And it will take a little time on the shaping and to felt it firmly. And you can actually use a 3-needle felting tool if you've got one. So to make these sides, you can turn it upside down and just keep felting all around to make that the shape that you want it to be. You can also felt into the sides, like going straight in like this, and that will help you to shape these edges of the Toadstool House as well. There we go. And that is basically how far we're taking this Toadstool House today. So next time I'm going to make the dormer window, which is this little window here. And then we do the decorations of the Toadstool House. But your homework, if you're felting along, is to give that a real good working over, make it nice and neat as you can make it, and get the roof felted down well. Obviously that little bit of extra wool that we have put to one side is going to make the dormer window. So don't use it on your cap unless you've got extra. But we will use that to make the dormer window, that little extra skylight or whatever it's called, whatever you want to call it. That little window in the top is what we're using that extra red for. And yeah, enjoy the process. You've got quite a bit of felting to do here. If you do have a 3-needle felting tool, you can either use your clover tool or you can use your blue 3-needle felting tool. Either of them will be absolutely fine to help you with getting that shape down a bit. I've got quite a big overhang on the back, but the overhang is better on the back than on the front because you want to see the door when we put it in, so it's in the right place if there has to be an overhang, but you can reduce the size by just stabbing into it as well. Right, and that's how far I will take it here today. You can look forward, by the way, to an impromptu, won't be a live stream, it will just be a tutorial of how to make these little singing acorns. They seem to have hit a spot with a lot of people. Thanks, Alicia. They were, if I can remind you just quickly, they were made as an alternative to pumpkins because so many pumpkin tutorials already exist. So with 20 minutes to spare, Alicia suggested acorns, and I turned these acorns, I made these acorns and turned them into singing acorns, and there is a whole choir there. And I've used mostly our spice wool mix, which is perfect for it. I have got I've got some, yeah, I've got a bag here. Absolutely love this wool mix. It's got all these lovely, I don't know, they're just really, we've used it loads for bauble making. So there's a tutorial on our website as well, how to make baubles with this. But the acorns are perfect for it too. And of course, you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colored colors in there. So you can make at least 6 acorns. Why have I got one extra? What color? Oh no, you've got 7 colors in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going mad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 colors in there. So you can make 7 acorns. You use about 6 to 7 grams per acorn, and then another 2 to 3 grams for the hat. And for some of the hats, I've used the same mix, and for some of them, I've used brown. So that's, yeah, that's entirely up to you what you want to do. And I know you said don't show us anything else of the book, but I will just show you those 2 little wood mice, because they are going to be in the book, one of them only. And I thought they would love to live in and around the Toadstool House as well. So you can look forward to this one as well. They are yeah, just little mice minding their own business. So that's something else that's going to be featured in the book. And let's have a, I think Alicia, you can draw a winner now, whether this is today, Tuesday the 28th of September, or the 30th of September on Thursday at 7 p.m. over on Facebook. Let's have a winner, and obviously I'm going to announce the one that Alicia is drawing today. And do give us all the thumbs up. Very exciting. We've got really lots of people watching. I hadn't realized how much the numbers have been creeping up on here. So so please do give us the thumbs up, definitely. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, then do subscribe to it, because then you get a notification whenever we release a new video or when we're live. That's the main purpose for it. We don't advertise via YouTube, so you never have to. We don't use it as a money-making social media platform. You never have to watch adverts. It's just us, just plain little us. And okay, here comes the winner now. I just had to listen. So it is, we're not quite sure how to pronounce the name, but it's either Marsha or Mashia L. You know who you are, no doubt, and I'm sure that we don't say it right either way, but it's you. And I think that it's probably Marcia, and then L for your surname. I haven't actually seen you pop up, but I'm sure you're there. So you have won yourself a mole kit, which is down here. Comes with everything to make a whole family of moles, including our eco wool mat, a set of felting needles, even the little felt strips to give them scarves, and the wire to make mole eyes. We have got a tutorial how to make these wire eyes on our YouTube channel. I got a bit carried away one time. I loved making those glasses. Did I say eyes? I mean glasses. The eyes are in there as well. And you can make this little baby, and you can turn it into a nativity if you want. Apparently lots of people do that. So that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you all will stay well, and that you stayed warm and dry and happy. I think that's the main thing. So take care, everybody. Enjoy making, finishing your basic shape for the Toadstool House. Share everything that you make with us on Everyone a Maker on Facebook. That's our group. You can ask to join us. All we ask is to just promote makers products on there and come because you have a personal interest rather than you want to sell lots of your own stuff. Saying that, we never have any objection if you want to sell on any makers stash that you have got and you need to move on. We wanted to go to a good home, and if you promote it on Everyone a Maker, then we know there's only good people to buy it. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.